Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Mortgage Coach interview. Today, I'm interviewing top realtor, speaker, author, just a guy that every time I'm around him, I get more fired up. I mean, I just can't help but get excited. What's up, Glenn Bill?
How you doing, Dave Savage? And how are you doing, Mortgage Coach community? It's good to be with you today, and I'm ready to rock the house with you.
Yeah, so Glenn, first of all, it's a gift having you active in the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. Anytime you like stuff, you comment, I always appreciate it. And I think it's cool to have realtors as part of the Mortgage Coach community. So super grateful for you, brother.
Yeah, your content's great. I learn.
Yeah, well, you leaders are learners, and you're a leader. So I still think one of my all-time favorite interviews, period, not just, it was definitely my favorite realtor interview, was several years ago when we said, what do realtors really think about marketing?
Yes.
And guys, if you haven't seen that, I mean, it might've been 5 years ago. I'll put a link down below at some point, but it's hilarious. And you were, the thing I like about you is you're positive and you have wisdom, but yet you don't, you say it like it is. Yeah, and I don't always agree with you, although I usually agree with you, but it doesn't matter. It's like you say it like it is for you.
Well, as a former football coach, Dave, we always know that in the locker room, we always said there is no growth without confrontation. So if everybody's the same and everybody's agreeing, then we're not in a place that is fostering growth. So I'm glad you don't agree with everything. That's good. And I'm sure there's going to be LOs that don't agree with what I'm getting ready to tell them right now about why real estate agents need absolute rock star loan originators now more than ever. There's never been a better time to be a loan originator because you know what? Realtors need you badly now. And I'm going to tell you why when we get into it.
I can't wait. And you said you were a former football coach, but is there such thing as former? I mean, maybe you're not actively coaching, but you're always a football coach, So yeah, and I do appreciate that. Most great coaches that play, that coach and lead at a high level are gifted at confrontation. All right, so let's get into it. So community, before I start asking Glenn questions, I want to just remind you guys, we time blocked a half hour for this, but I mean, if it takes longer, neither of us have a hard stop. So if there's questions you have in the community, I will moderate comments. And then Glenn, one, this doesn't need to be the last time I interview him. And two, he's active in the group. So if you're listening to the recording and you have a question, bring it. Like, you'll get a candid answer from a guy. So let's start with the type of volume you do. For anybody who doesn't know your backstory or know the kind of business you do, tell us who you are as an agent and tell us what kind of volume you do.
Right. So I've recently switched brands after 31 years. And what's happening in the brokerage world is something that loan originators should be very, very aware of. That's going to maybe be a different show. But boy, there's a lot of movement between top agents and top teams, and there's a reason for that. But I just switched brands back in August. But we consistently are doing 120 homes a year when it's all said and done. Started real estate when I was 19, bought a company when I was 23, took that company from 16 agents and 600,000 in gross closed commissions to 3 offices, 175 agents, and near 10 million in revenue. Sold that about 12 years ago, and then have dedicated my life for the past 10 years to training and helping agents and loan originators get better, building my team. I think my top unit was in 2008 when the market absolutely crashed. We did 238 home sales. So I love adversity. I love disruptive markets. And I know for a fact that because I've lived through 2008, as many of you guys have, that these times create the greatest opportunities. They create the greatest ability to show and demonstrate value. And it gives you the platform to emerge as a leader. It's not like, what are you doing? It's like, how are you going to emerge when this hits? And I'm going to give you what I think are, 10 really good ideas to do the two things that we always want to do as loan originators when we look at creating realtor partners, and that's to deliver significance and deliver certainty. So whatever you're doing when you are pursuing an agent or a new agent or a top producer or a new producer, whatever you want to do, every marketing piece, every marketing thought, everything you do should be geared towards creating significance, making that realtor feel more significant, and making that realtor feel more certain. So the question, I don't know how many we have on Facebook Live, but I'd love for people to jump in and tell me, what do you think agents need the most? And I'd love you, Dave, to tell me what you think. What do agents need the most right now? Let's see if anybody wants to jump in.
So guys, let's jump in. What do they need the most? I'm not going to comment because I'm the guide here. I'm here to interview you, and I'm here to engage the community. So community, someone jump in. What do they need the most in comments?
Right. And if
Let us know.
What's that?
Well, I'm gonna since we don't. By the way, we got a nice little audience here. What's up, Tracy, Albert? One of you would love to know what you think they need the most in today's market. Okay, here we go. God, we got lots of people joining. Okay, they knowing there is stability in the market, a high confidence in pre-approvals. So
good for you. Good
love it, guys. Thank you, Sam, for that answer. Thank you, Jim, for that answer. Donald, clarity. Eddie, product knowledge. Guys, community, we love you're playing the game here. Lauren, support the buyer. Keep it coming, guys. These are all good answers. I don't know what Bill's going to say in a minute here. Give me one more answer from the community, and then we'll jump in with Bill.
Right.
Education, insight, market knowledge. Oh, here's one, crystal ball. All right. So it's time for you to tell us what they want. What do they want? What do you want?
So I tell you what we want, right? And so just as a little thing, as you know, I'm a top agent, but as you also probably know, I'm the founder of the University of Attitude, and I am the founder of the Source of Sales training program for loan originators and for realtors. And that is what we call an attitude-based sales training program. As far as I know, I'm the only person that creates attitude-based sales training. So when we talk about the 5 things that realtors need most right now, what do realtors want from their loan originators? I'm going to give you 5 things that I believe, based on our attitude-based sales training, will help you connect, will help you engage, and will help you get more loans and more realtor partners. Number 1, and somebody actually said it, is a source of confidence, right? Realtors right now are not confident. They're feeling lost. They're feeling the disruption. They're feeling like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Top producers are relatively confident, but most agents, I'd say 70%, the bottom 70%, they are not feeling confident. Question is, how do I help them feel more confident? We're going to get into that. I'm going to give you 10 ways to do that. But obviously, to help them feel more confident is to educate them and help them understand local stats, understand success formulas, and most of all, help promote the great things that they are doing. So engaging them about their accomplishments, not about their fears, but about their faith. Agents need a source of confidence. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay these 5 out. And the exercise that I want mortgage coach community to think about is, what am I providing to the realtor community that's addressing these 5 issues? How can I transfer confidence to those realtors? The second source that we need to get them is a source of sales. Look at real estate agents need sales. They always need sales. They always need leads. What are you really doing to provide leads for agents? And can you do that? And how can you help them market to facilitate leads? One thing that I am seeing is an inordinate amount of fall through sales. Now, you and your realtor partner should really be looking at expired listings, number 1, and number 2, what sales are falling through. Find out how and why they're falling through. And when you really think of it, if your realtor partner, if they could give you a list of 3 to 4 to 5 homes that have come back on the market, what a great introduction. Hey, my name is so-and-so, Mortgage Coach Community. Just saw you had a sale fall through. My guess would be 3 out of every 5 sales that are falling through are because loan originators don't know how to close in this time, right? So that's like unbelievable. And then to offer your help. Yeah, if the financing did fall through, look at what a hero you would be to be able to put something back together for those fallen through transactions. Not to mention, tell me who is on the buy side and maybe they can switch lenders. The third source that agents are looking.
Real quick, I want to insert right there, guys, because everybody in the mortgage coach community, we follow, the seller buy down strategy, and most agents don't understand it as a weapon and a tool. And remember, in today's market, a lot of things are happening. While rates are historically low, non-QM products are going away. Loans have more points. Most loan officers aren't good at talking about points with loan officers. So using the total cost analysis to create clarity and confidence, and using strategies like Scott Nicholson's seller buy down. So if you have not listened to any of Scott's seller buy down videos, check it out. If you're like, Dave, what's that? I don't know how to do it. Come to our Wednesday training later on today at 11 o'clock. Every Wednesday at 11, we teach mortgage strategies, and we'll teach seller buy downs. But those are just a couple things that you guys are uniquely armed, both from a knowledge and a technology platform to deliver. So I just wanted to insert that, Bill. But I love that, and I loved your script, and I loved that concept of just paying attention to what's happening. When you see a price reduction, call and say, hey, what can I do to help avoid the next one? Or what can I do to help with one of your buyers where you're having that price reduction conversation? How can I help there? So anyways, dude, you're killing it. People are lighting it up and everybody's loving it. So keep it rocking.
So here's the thing. Again, I am a real estate agent that does participate in your community. I learn from you. It's tough to see the picture when you're inside the frame. And sometimes I think realtors can learn from loan originators just as much as loan originators can learn from realtors. So Dave, I appreciate you having me in here. But I also can tell you that the 5 things that realtors need most can all be solved through the platform that Dave brings through Mortgage Coach. Every single tool through Mortgage Coach can answer and satisfy the 5 sources of what realtors need most right now. Number 1, confidence. We can provide that. Number 2, sales. Number 3, advice. Somebody did a great job with that. Advice. It's like this. Realtors need advice, and we need advice that's even outside of the mortgage space. Let's talk about how can realtors get SBA loans? Can you imagine being the only loan originator that hosts a Facebook live chat that says, here's some economic benefit tools. If you are a real estate agent, maybe I can help deliver and create some links and help show you how to get a SBA loan, right? What are the
Bill, I'm going to jump on that because I want to give an assignment to everybody in the mortgage coach community right now. Like, I want you to find in your local market who is your SBA partner. I want you to interview them on Zoom, just like we're doing right here, for 10 minutes. I want you to put that on Facebook. Make sure you follow Bill Hillstad's Facebook playbook on the person that you interviewed. You post it on their timeline. He teaches you how to do a smart boost. Don't just boost it. Don't do a dumb boost. Do a smart boost where you're building a custom audience. And guys, that's that strategy right there. Like, I know we've got 6 more ideas, but guys, that's right. Money. That's money, bro.
The bottom line is there's realtors that are running out of money. There are realtors who own rentals, who aren't collecting rent, who can't pay their investment loans. Like, put yourself in the struggling realtor's shoes. We need a rock star loan originator to say, look, and I got some advice. I can help you with maybe getting a small business loan. I can help you with renegotiating your lease. I can help you with how to get forbearance, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea, with the investment loan that you have. Most importantly, look, there are things that are available to realtors and realtors don't even know. If you made yourself an expert, yes, Dave.
One more, guys. Community. I'm the guide of the mortgage coach community, so I'm gonna throw some ideas that I've heard, but I want you guys participating down below. So, and I'm not here to do this because I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan, not a big credit card fan. But guys, like right now, there is an arms race, a war taking place for digital money. Like just about anybody and everybody that applies for an Apple credit card is getting it. Just about anybody and everybody that applies for a PayPal credit card is getting it. So that's the other thing. Like forbearance is not forgiveness, and we know that. And I know you guys got the memo. I mean, I follow a lot of loan officers, and my thread is filled up with creative ways of saying, forbearance isn't forgiveness. But guys, let's get some new ideas. I love your SBI idea. I'm not sure if it's a good idea that we do, get a credit card with, Apple on social media. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. But
right.
but the takeaway here is there's all kinds of creative content. So keep going, Bill, and let me know, guys. Do you like that idea of giving your realtors advice on all the ways that they can arm themselves financially with credit and resources to weather the storm? What are all the things that they can do?
And so let's go to number 4 then, right? And I could be talking about confident sales and advice forever, but source number 4 is the source of engagement, right? How do you become more engaged with the realtor base? Well, certainly by doing these 10 things that I'm going to do are going to increase your engagement. But hey, realtors are trapped in their homes. Realtors are very social people. Realtors aren't necessarily showing homes. They're not belly to belly with the 30, 40 people in their offices anymore. And so realtors are creatures of engagement. And so for you and I'll give you ideas to help build their community, help them build community engagement with their buyers and sellers, right, is a big thing. But to offer them daily, like I do Facebook Live every day, 3 o'clock, University of Attitude. I am on Facebook Live every single day for 13 minutes doing an attitude workout at the University of Attitude. And it's crazy. I've done 13 shows now. What is happening with my audience? It's going up and up and up, and people are getting used to seeing me every day at 3 o'clock with a positive message and a positive mindset message. So what I want to encourage you to do is you become more engaged, set the standard, be the leader so your realtor partners can go, oh, I should be doing that. But more importantly, as you're engaging with the public or in social media or with your client base or with their client base, prop them up, give them confidence. Say, hey, I want to acknowledge the real estate agent, whoever they are, Mary Smith. Oh, Mary Smith, just on my Facebook Live. Mary's an incredible realtor. You'll be amazed at how many realtors will come out of your Facebook Live sessions if you give them shout outs on your Facebook Live. And guess what? We need it. We need it now more than ever. And then number 5, they need a source for their future. I talked about emerging. This is a time for you to emerge as a leader to your realtor partners. This is a time, I'm telling you right now, to pick up an extra 10. I'm a top agent. I have had 0 loan originators so far reach out to me to help me with my confidence, my sales, give me advice, increase my engagement, or talk to me about the future. 0. And we do 100 deals a year, right? So my guess is that's just not happening in Indianapolis. I have never been more busy. I just did a webinar for business leaders in India yesterday. I am being interviewed more than once a day on podcasts, on Facebook Lives, from local TV, from local newspapers, and industry periodicals. The need for content has never been busy. So stop binge eating, stop binge watching, and start binge learning, and start binge creating. Because those of us who are not sitting on our ass right now, I've never been more busy, are going to emerge. and we are going to be the future for those who are. And so I think those are our 5 biggest things that agents need: a source of confidence, a source of sales, a source of advice, a source of engagement, and a source for their future. And guess what, guys and gals? Our loan originators are the people that can deliver. And the loan originator that embraces this, as we go through the ideas that create certainty and significance for realtors, right? Here's my goal for you. I want to give you ideas to have the realtors give you their mailing lists so you can prospect their mailing list for them or to them, right? Get them to put you, or get them, if they don't want to give you their mailing list, why wouldn't you tell your realtors, look, I want to set you up on a Zoom Facebook Live thing. Let's invite every single past buyer and seller to a real estate town hall, sponsored by who? Me, your lender. And we're going to talk about the 5 biggest mistakes on refinancing that there may be. We could talk about the 5 or the 3 best strategies to restructure your mortgage. We could talk about how to move from where you are to where you want to be. Look at selling real estate is not going to be easy anymore. And I can promise you that a very smart, a very worldly, a very empathetic loan originator will make the difference for a realtor in a sale. I'm working a sale right now, probably not going to close. And I've been calling different loan originators, and nobody has time. And I'm sitting going, if I had one badass superhero loan originator that stepped up, grabbed my buyer by the throat and said, this is what we need to do. Like, don't start with can't. Don't tell me what you can't do, but tell me what you can do. Those originators, look at tons of opportunities out there. I'm just telling you, there's LOs that are not following up. There's LOs that are watching Netflix. There's LOs that are not working. There's LOs that are not preparing for the future. I'm going to give you some ideas to do that. So let's talk about some ideas. Dave, would you like, or do you want to have me answer any questions that are coming through?
So community, as you have questions, let us know. Are you going to share any Zoom ideas? Like you mentioned, we need to connect more, and I'm seeing a lot of Zoom happy hours. I'm hearing about a lot of lunch, Zoom lunch and learns. Are you going to cover that, or can we do a little sideshow on that right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to cover it indirectly, but I think really what you want to do in terms of marketing is solve the problem, right? So let me just brainstorm and improv 3 different Zoom calls that you could forward to realtors. Number 1, how to save your finances as a realtor. Number 2, how to become a leader for your client base in restructuring a mortgage or moving from a new home to another new home. How to understand forbearance and navigate the trials and tribulations of not being able to pay your mortgages. How about this? How to understand investment real estate in this time of disruption. Here's what I know. Rents aren't being collected. Investors are not real happy. People that own doubles casually are going, I need to get the hell out of this. I believe there's going to be a huge opportunity to list and sell doubles. And those loan originators using the total cost analysis, 15 versus 30, showing a realtor's client base how to gain wealth in the next 5 years. That's as simple as saying, let's put a 15-year, $250,000 loan on an investment property, put it on a 15-year loan that will cash flow, and look at the equity and wealth after 5 years that you can create for your people. So that's just insane. And you can show them with the Mortgage Coach app, obviously. So those are 4 great Zoom calls that are sexy, that realtors are going to want. But I would also say, put in confident sales advice, engagement, and your future into a Zoom call. Invite as many freaking realtors as you can and help them with these 5 things. And you should probably do 1 Zoom call for each thing, right? And
okay, guys.
the way you need to.
So we're going to go longer than 30 minutes because this is just pure gold and you're killing it. So let's just go as long as this takes.
All right.
Here's my ask to the community, whether you're watching this live or the recording, what are some of the headlines and the topics that you're doing to do Zoom calls that are working? If you did something and no one showed, we don't want to know about it. Right. You need to do something else. If you did something and you're killing it, share it. I do want to throw out a couple ideas. Like how to avoid avoid price reductions. What's the conversation to have around price reduction? I love is it now the time to buy? Because here's the deal, guys. We're in this market where we need to play defense. We know in football, defenses win games, but we need to play offense too. So defense and offense, maybe a call around what are the 3 defensive things that realtors should do? And what are the 3 offensive things that realtors should do? One more idea, and that's just because I am so fired up about Bill Hillstad's Facebook marketing boot camp that starts next week. It is just a great time to build the most well-known, most well-respected personal brand in the city that you live in right now. Or like you see what Bill's doing. He's not saying I want to build my brand in my city. I want to create a new digital city, and it's the whole world. And he's doing his attitude thing, and he's going to the whole world. But every loan officer and every realtor, guys, you should be like, okay, what is my Facebook strategy? What interviews am I doing? What content am I creating? That, by the way, is not noise. If no one's liking it, engaging with it, it's noise. But what am I doing that isn't noise? And then how am I promoting it? So again, I put a link down below to Bill Hillstad's Facebook marketing bootcamp that starts next Monday. Check it out because he's going to give you ideas to create content that's not noise, that creates brands, and he's going to teach you how to promote it in a way that gets engagement and builds a database. So keep going, brother.
And I think, Dave, what you said is important. But here's my point. I don't want to do Facebook Live. I'm only going to get 100 views. And I'm like, well, that's 100 more people that are listening to you than that are listening to your competition. So even if you only get 100 views, it's okay. You have to start somewhere. And I have videos that go over 1,000, but you know what? I got some that get 70 to 75. But the point is, are you going to sit there and sulk? Are you going to sit there and thrive? And if things don't love adversity. It's like, it's okay. If your video sucks, your video sucks. Move on. I guarantee you're going to hit gold 1 out of 5.
Exactly.
And bad press is better than no press. If you got a bunch of people going, God dang, did you see Glenn Bill? What a dumbass video. Hey, people are talking about me. They're not talking about my competition. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to hit you with 10 quick ideas on live video and content. Sound good, Dave?
Bring it.
Number 1, help them create a Facebook community for live interaction. So some of you may not do that. Go to Bill Hillstad. He'll teach you how to do it. I can teach you how to do it. But number 1, what if you took your 3 best people and said, hey, I'd really like to help you with your Facebook community? With the idea that I want every Facebook lead, I want every Facebook contact, and I want their mailing list so I can begin marketing and help them market to their mailing list. Guys, look at, McDonald's doesn't sell cheeseburgers and French fries, right? They're movie marketers. That's what they do. They market movies through Happy Meals. So unfortunately, we just can't slam home loans and be great. Is the world ever going to be the same? Right? I don't know. Probably not. But you know what? I don't care, and I think it's great. I don't want my world to be the same. I want the world to continue to move. So I'm telling you how to get inside the hearts and mind of an agent, maybe your top 10. Help them create a Facebook community. Number 2, teach them how to Zoom. Okay, invite all of your realtors and say, if you don't know how to Zoom, I'm going to teach you how to Zoom, put them on a webinar. You would be amazed. I'm telling you, more than half the realtors, I'd say 70% of realtors don't even know how to Zoom. I do commercial real estate. Commercial guys don't know how to Zoom. I'm sitting there teaching them how to do. Do you know the value that you get? It'll take you 15 minutes to help them. Teach them how to do their first webinar, right? I don't know if you do webinars or not. Zoom webinar, same thing. Set up a webinar on total cost analysis 15-year loans, refinancing, and how to swap a payment, right? So in other words, that's that different level thing that I think you guys talk about, how to go from low to high or high to low, and all that stuff. All right, set up a webinar.
Real quick before we go off to the TCA one, guys. Right now, there is a major difference between how loan officers are doing refinances. Some loan officers are selling rates and fees, transaction rate, payment, cash to close. And some loan officers are giving family financial makeovers. And they're using this historically low interest rate to have a makeover of their debts. They're locking in at historically low rates. And some families are paying off their house 10 years faster and becoming debt-free faster. Some families are unlocking equity so that they can put more money in cash reserves. You know, let's face it, I don't think it will ever be the same in the world that when we talk to a family as a mortgage professional around cash reserves, it now will go beyond, okay, what are your cash reserves to qualify? And what are your cash reserves for emergencies? And remember, this is an emergency, and this is also a buying opportunity. And so you're gonna see a lot of families going, okay, I wanna consolidate my debt, I wanna do a mortgage makeover, and I wanna have some money for either opportunity or emergency. And mortgage coach community, there is no mortgage professional on the planet Earth more qualified than you, more armed with you with both knowledge and a presentation to help families create fiscal stimulus, to create more security, to create more opportunity than you. So I'm doing a lot of calls on that. I just want to do a rant on that, because if you're doing a TCA and all it has is, here's your current loan, here's your refi, you're doing a disservice. You're not a memory maker. If you're doing it where, hey, here's column 2, typical refi that everybody could get you. Here's column 3, you told me your 5-year goal was this and your 10-year goal was that, and I put a strategy together. Number one, they will never forget you. Like, you are creating a client for life because they are getting advice at a time when they need it most. So every refi, I want you guys to think to yourself, okay, did you get a 5-star review? Okay, that's cool. Like, to me, that's minimum requirements. I want you to think of every refi. Did you get a referral while they were in process? Did you use Jeremy Forcier's strategic way of asking for a referral for your entire pipeline? And then, by the way, just do a gut check. Did I create a memory for that client that they will never forget and they will love me forever? That is what you need to do today with every deal you have in escrow. And if you're not doing it, you're doing a disservice to the client and you're doing a disservice to your future. So that's my rant. Next, Bill.
So, you know, your pipeline is good, but your realtor's pipeline is better. And I think to call your realtor up and say, look, I'd like to reach out to your pipeline and talk to them about creating wealth through mortgages, especially 15-year loans, and investing in real estate. I can't imagine, I got 800 past buyers and sellers. I could email them and say, I'm doing a wealth creation webinar with my good friend from XYZ Mortgage Company. And we're going to talk about how to build wealth creation and totally shift your wealth in the next 5 years. Please sign up here. Hello. I mean, that's like nothing. And then just casually say, can I get a hold of your mailing list so I could direct mail all your people? That's fine. And then refinance their whole mailing list. And whether they refinance or not, you know, I don't think agents are really going to care because they want to serve their customer. All right. So there's this thing.
Hey, real quick, Glenn, I have a question for you. Are you familiar with HomeBot? Have you seen that? Or are you working with anybody on that?
I'm not working with anybody on it, but I know what it is. It's powerful.
What do you think? I think it's like, what a great time to be just lighting people up on HomeBot. I interviewed the CEO last week, and we have an integration with them, and I've been impressed with it. But like, I was, you know, I'm really impressed with it. So it sounds like you've heard of it, you think good things, but you don't have any personal experience so far.
Yeah, I don't, and so I'll look at it and I'll jump on it. But I
okay.
mean, the thing. There's still an overabundance of ways for people to become successful the way they want to do it. The great thing is we got a buffet full of ways to make money. I'm giving you plenty, I hope, today. and you pick the ones that you want. I want to talk about the CARE Act, right? The CARE Act is out. I don't know anything about it. Sure would love my mortgage broker to call and say, Glenn, here's 3 things that are relevant to you and your database that people might want to know about the CARE Act. Dave, are you familiar with the CARE Act? Do you know anything's going on with it?
Yep. Oh, you're being facetiously asking me. Got it. Good.
Right. I don't. When it's all said and done. So we talked about setting up the SBA loans. That's big. Set up webinars on foreclosure, forbearance, short sales, all that type of stuff. Probably not a bad idea. I wonder if HARP is, I know, God, remember HARP? How great was HARP back in the days? You guys remember HARP back in 2008? It was like literally I filled out an application and I restructured my debt and it took 15 minutes. Is it going to be the case that lending may get that easy again? And if lending is that easy again, don't you want to be known as the expert who emerged in this trying time? Could you do 5 unbelievable secrets that have emerged since COVID-19 in the mortgage industry and educate realtors? And again, I think we want to target realtors, but I think you want to target their mailing lists and you want to invite all their mailing lists to these things and then prop that realtor up and make them look fantastic to their client base with you being the expert. What else? We did you know what? Personal development and goal setting sessions. I know, look at you guys are on Mortgage Coach. I know you're goal driven people. I know that you study personal development, but I think to take the time and to dip your toe into that, maybe have a guest that's really good at goal setting and personal development to be sharing personal development, positive content. Feel free to introduce them to the University of Attitude every day at 3. We'd love you to. But just something, on a personal development side, that's a real personal touch for you. Let me
time out, Bill. I want to jump in on 2 things. Have you read or are you familiar with Trevor Moawad's new book, It Takes What It Takes? He's a sports psychologist.
No.
So guys, I want you to, first of all, promise me you're going to read 2 books. One, you're going to read that book. It's really good. But Glenn Bill has amazing content. If you are not watching his podcast, if you guys don't go and like literally today, and Glenn, in a minute, I want you to put a link down below to your podcast, but pick something. Make sure, Glenn is in the loop because he gave us this value. So, consider his book, consider his podcast. Someone, let me see who it was. I love this post. It's possibly my favorite comment. So Sam just posted, stop binge watching and binge eating and start binge learning and binge creating. So Sam, dude, that rocked. I'm aligned with you, although I did have some homemade chocolate cream pie last night that my wife made, and I'm not feeling bad about it. But you're right, dude. I probably, I probably watched, maybe I shouldn't have watched Ozark over the weekend. And I think we could all, do a little less binge watching and a little more binge learning. So everybody, here's an idea. Listen to one of Bill's podcasts or whatever your favorite book is that's on point in these times. Because you're right, we all need a better attitude. And then do a Zoom event. Say, hey, I just read this. I'm gonna be talking about it, and invite all your best realtors to do a little book club with everybody. See how that goes.
See, here's the deal. The reason nobody did anything before is because we didn't have time. Well, guess what? That shit's off the table. Everybody's got time to do what they need to do. Let's talk about what possibly might be the most, the biggest opportunity for realtors and loan originators. I don't know what's going to happen with jumbo loans. I'm hearing jumbo loans are a scary thing. And I think I watched that on Mortgage Coach, Dave. But now,
it's an issue.
Now is going to be a better time than ever to start tapping into the luxury market. If luxury market sales are going to fall like they're expected, if jumbo loans are going to be tougher, to understand, I love doing business with rich people. And what's going to happen is rich people are going to cut their losses, and there's going to be some unbelievable opportunities in the upper end market. So understanding loan products, understanding rate buy downs, understanding how to get that luxury market moving again through creative financing. And I'm saying, let's create something that nobody's ever thought of, and let's figure out how to do it. Can you imagine getting spreads on jumbo loans, creating new jumbo loans, and helping that high-end market get out from under those $800,000, $900,000 loans, restructure, whatever? I think there's a ton of opportunity. And I think when you figure that out, you're going to go to the top agents in your marketplace and say, look, I know you've been marketing that $2.5 million listing for 4 years. I have something that you might want to consider. And trust me, they'll try it. They will become a fan. You will be able to interview them. You will be able to hold them up, give them confidence, give them advice, roll them into your thing, make them a partner. I'm telling you, go after those luxury agents because they're going to be suffering, okay? Any new changes, any new schemes, any new strategies you need to be putting out there and telling realtors this is the way you want to look at doing financing. I don't know. Can loans still get closed in 30 days or not? I'm hearing from, there's loan originators out there going, yeah, you know what, we're not going to be able to close loans. It's going to take 90 to 120 days. So if they're telling me that, trust me, they are telling the public that. If that's not the case with the company that you're with, do you guys have a 30-day close guarantee? I would be pushing time frame based marketing big time to your mailing list, to the realtors, and obviously the realtors mailing list. The two books I want you to read are Who Moved My Cheese? Because the cheese is moving, and The Little Engine That Could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I did. That's what I'm hoping that you're going to do. Position yourself for the fourth quarter. The bottom line is this, guys. Fourth quarter. It's in my book, The ABCs of Attitude. Games and championships are won in the fourth quarter. I've always been, as a football coach, my teams would always have more energy, more enthusiasm, more vitality, more creation in the fourth quarter. And people go, how does that happen? I don't get that. Well, because we trained them to. And so what I'm telling you now is to train your mind for the fourth quarter. Q4 is going to be huge. If you are willing to create, if you're willing to read, if you're willing to look at things in new ways, if you're willing to find people that are just crushing it right now and copy them, that's a good idea. If I would go back and find out who the best originators were in 2007 and 8 and say, what the hell did you do? And I would start hanging around them. See, you are who you hang around. So be very careful of the influences that you're putting. We're all quarantined, right? But there are great people that are spitting content every day. And you need to be jumping on these calls, whoever it might be, and learning. Lastly, what is your irresistible offer? Very basic, fundamental thing. But if you can create an irresistible offer, if you can create a way to communicate how you can help real estate agents garner those 5 things, right? Of confidence, of advice, of whatever we just went through. That irresistible offer where people go, God, I got to have you. I mean, I think I've given at least 10 to 20 ideas on content that you can create, that you can pick up the phone and call realtors with, that will really help them. I think it's the people that are helping their customers the most right now for free that are going to be the ones that are set up for a huge fourth quarter. And I think that's when the real payday is. And knowing that SBA stuff with SBA part, see, it's like, if you can help a realtor help their client base, like that's a question I would want you to ask. Call up the realtor and say, how can I help your client base make money? And now that sets that realtor up, for those 5 sources that we talked about: confidence, sales, advice, engagement, and the future. That's the question I would be asking myself as an LO. How can I help a realtor service and help their base to get them through this craziness? How can I become a resource for every person they've ever sold a home to? Boy, you answer that one, fourth quarter is going to be big for you. So those are just some ideas that I had in terms of Zoom content creation and how to approach realtors. More importantly, how to get in their heart and their mind. As I end all my stuff, and we can still talk, and I'd love to answer questions. You cannot win in life. You cannot win in business unless you win in your mind first. And so what I want you to do is protect your peace. I want you to protect your mind. We are a information economy. Every marketer is after your brain. And you need to put a shield around your brain and stay inside of yourself right now. Be careful who you're letting into your head. Be careful who you're clicking on and going down the rabbit hole of internet marketing and all this craziness. And stick to you, your realtors, your downline, their downline. And understand that, hey, man, we survived another day. The world will probably never be different. And you can either embrace it or be afraid of it. But I say live by faith, not by fear. And each and every one of you, I know you guys, I know a lot of you, have greatness within you. And you have the ability to shift your market, to be a leader in your market, and to be somebody that realtors say, that person is attractive, he is contagious, and I need to be in business with him. And you're not going to do it starting in the fourth quarter. You're going to do it now. It's time to kick ass now, not to wait till this is over, because this is where the real leaders are coming out. You can tell a person's characters when things are not going well. And it's very simple to just look around and see who's rolling and who ain't. So that's just my thoughts on that.
So we don't have a live audience, bro. So I'm giving you a standing ovation.
Thank you.
Dude, that was a great 47 minutes of energy, of attitude, of ideas. And if you're up for it, bro, how about same time next Wednesday, we come back and we do another one and we just do the same topic. Okay. There were a lot of questions. Like I love that fourth quarter attitude. And I could ask you, I mean, I think we could do a half hour on like, okay, how do we train for the fourth quarter attitude? And what can we learn from a badass football team like the Patriots that has that fourth quarter attitude, and they implement and execute year after year after year, you know, to the point where other teams are just like afraid, like we're in the fourth quarter and we're up, but, you know, they got Tom Brady.
Here it comes.
Yeah, so how do we, you know, so I want to ask questions on that. Community, well, we did get some engagement from you guys and you asked some questions. I want more. I want more questions. I want more engagement from you. So are you up for 9 o'clock next Wednesday? We don't necessarily repeat ourselves, but we drill down on this, and it's all about how can mortgage coach loan officers show up to agents with contagious energy and attitude, right, and memorable experiences. How can we be the memory makers that just stand apart? Are you up for 9 o'clock next Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll need to pull up my calendar real quick.
Well, no, yeah. Guys, community, I will pin them down sometime next week. I'll try to get it the same time as we have it. Put your questions down below. Little engine that could. I can do it. I can do it. I made it through another day. That's Jeremy Forcier's favorite book too, by the way.
Oh, no kidding. Cool.
Yeah. When I interviewed him, and he's, you know, mortgage coach, Hall of Famer. Yeah. And so that's his favorite book, the Bible. You know, two favorite books. And so let's do this again. And then mortgage coach community, I'm going to try to get another leader from our community, some of the ballers that I've interviewed, to join me. So you got me facilitating a conversation with some baller loan officers and Glenn Bill. And then I would like to interview more realtors right now. You know, realtors that have contagious energy, realtors that are ballers, so that we can bring back to you guys ideas and strategies. Because I'm doing this to give you a competitive advantage. I believe that every family deserves a total cost analysis versus a fee worksheet. And loan officers, you are the gateway to do that. You know, the reason I create so much content is because so many loan officers think that, oh, fee worksheet's good enough. You know, well, I don't think so. I think a total cost analysis is what's good enough for every family. and I got to change the way you think. And that's why we create a lot of content to brainwash you that, oh, I need to be an advisor. And I understand what advice is. And so we will be back at this next week. Glenn, dude, I am so grateful for you learning from this community and leading in this community, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you. We can do some leadership from the trenches type stuff if you'd like.
Whatever you want to talk about. For anybody watching this on our YouTube channel, because this will be in YouTube, if you like it, like it. If it's posted on Facebook and you can love it and you loved it, give us a love. And by the way, this call, if I was a branch manager right now, I may I may do a branch manager meeting and get a little Glenn Bill in my branch manager meeting. And I might actually listen to his daily attitude podcast. There'll be a link down below. And when we do start doing live sales rallies again, you know, I'm a big fan of Glenn Bill. And if you're booking sales rallies for Q4 or Q1 of next year, or whatever you're planning those, make sure you reach out to Glenn, because he's good virtually. He is ridiculous on stage. I first saw him at a Fairway sales rally, and I was just like, you know, like I didn't know he was a former football coach, but I felt like, you know, I was having flashbacks to playing football, and I was like, who is this guy? He's got me all pumped.
I spoke to Zaya Activewear, 1,200 women in Nashville, Tennessee. And this group of ladies came up. They were all fired up. And they go, were you a coach? I said, yeah. They go, our dads were football coaches. So if you are an athlete, a jock, or your parents were coaches, you'll like my delivery. That'd probably be my guess. So.
I would align with that. I think that, you know, anybody who, you know, likes athletics would like that. So guys, this call is a wrap. Glenn, have an awesome day, bro.
Appreciate you. God bless.
Appreciate you, man.
You can do it. Go set the tone.